Hello, I'm Riley with Heavenly Collectibles. Here's my plan to start a 7-figure Pokemon trading card and collectible business. Currently, I feel like my business is floundering, just not having the growth that I wanted to have. I sold these 3 cards this weekend, but I'm not selling as much as I want. I think I need to switch up my game plan. Here's a few ways how I feel like I'm going to propel my business into making actual sizable money monthly. Currently, I get collections in, I post them up on eBay, I go live a few times a week on Whatnot. I've been doing some dollar auctions and stuff as well, but it's just not churning as much as I would like. The name of trading cards and any collectibles is volume. The margins don't really matter as long as you have volumes. If I'm selling a million different things at 10% margin, I'm going to make a good chunk of change. Volume is the name of the game, and I don't have volume. In doing so, I've stayed away from bulk. I think bulk is going to help me pad my sales greatly. I just picked up $123 worth of bulk. That's about $4K worth of cards. Some of the profit margins I've seen from people in the Magic world, Yu-Gi-Oh world, Pokemon world who sell actively to the competitive market on TCG Player is immense. A lot of these cards you can get and flip for great value. I just bought 4,000 different cards, a mixture between commons, uncommons, holos, and stuff for pennies on the dollar. And some of these quote-unquote bulk cards are actually worth quite a bit. I made the decision that I'm not going to work with any card that's less than 25 cents. If it is, I'm just going to lock them off on eBay. Like I said, volume and quantity over, actual profit margins. Yes, I can buy a card for 60% and flip it for 100% market and make like 30% off of it, or 20 off of like eBay and stuff. But at the end of the day, if I consistently just focus on selling volume at margins, everything's going to stack up immensely. People make thousands of dollars a month selling bulk in the Magic world, in the Pokemon world, in the Yu-Gi-Oh world, in all the playable games, Lorcana. So I'm keeping my eyes out for those as well. And a lot of people don't want their bulk. Bulk includes EXs, Vs, commons, uncommons, holos. Especially within vintage bulk, there's a lot of cards, especially some of the uncommon cards, that are worth a few dollars. So I'm going to shift my focus and try to pick up bulk. This pickup is going to last me a while, so I don't think I'm going to have to buy bulk for a while. I need to grow my TCG store. I'm currently on 3 different platforms: Whatnot, TCG Player, and eBay. And I need to cross-list all my postings on all of them. I have not sold a card on TCG Player, and I've realized that I need to become a level 4 seller to put all my bulk up. So I'm thinking of creative ways to try to get to that, milestone faster. Number 2, I'm going to focus on grading cards. I'm already picking cards up at a percentage of market value. And if I can send them in to be graded, that's just going to add even more value. Currently, I try to buy collections, depending on the price, at 75% market value. 75 to upper 70s. Simply for the platforms that I sell on. Some people are like, oh, you're scamming people. Oh, you're haggling. But getting 75% market value to 70 to 80% market value for your cards is chef's kiss. Most LGSs will go 50 to 60%. You're going to be making a lot more selling to me than an LGS. And a lot of people don't want to put in the time and effort to have to pack cards up, ship them out, have to do this and that. It's just a lot of work. When I'll buy them out, and I will do all that work. but grading. Grading adds immense value to your cards. In doing so, I'm also going to pick up one of the little grading tools that's going to help me, figure out how off-center cards are. The only thing about that is that the turnaround times currently are immense, and PSA just upped their fees. So it's kind of turning me off to the whole thing of grading with PSA. I know they're new, but I think Tag is next up, for real. Tag's AI-based. There's no sort of, if you get a bad grader one day that's just having a shit day, your whole lot could be fucked. You make zero profit, you just wasted a shit ton of money. Whereas Tag grading uses a robot. And they can't just decide, oh, this is a 9 one day, oh, it's a 10 the next day. Oh, actually, you sent it in again? It's not a 10 anymore, it's an 8. And currently, they also have the quickest turnarounds. And a lot of cards at Tag are going above PSA. Not all of them. I've seen some, PSAs more than Tag, but a lot of people like to get the information. So I think grading will help me propel my business forward as well as I'm churning out bulk volume. I really like working with the prettier cards, but I think bulk will just propel my business further. Number 3, this is just kind of like an obvious thing, is saying no to deals even if it's over a few dollars. Like, if I get a deal and I'm like, I want to be at this price, and dude's like, no, I actually want $25. Can you do $25? I should say no to the deal and move on. Because I saw this in Oyama's trading video, and I was like, that shit makes perfect sense. People are going to be like, oh, it's only $5. Why don't you just do the deal? That $5 will compound. Say the next deal that I don't get the profit margins that I want, it continues to like snowball. Like that $5 turns into $10 because I said no to 2 deals. And then that $10 can turn into like $25 because I said no to like 3 deals. And that's $25 back in my pocket that I can use to invest further into the business and buy better margins. It all compounds and snowballs together. And with saying that, these more expensive cards that I pick up, I'm going to be more selective with what I pick up. I'm going to focus more on ARs and English and maybe more expensive Japanese cards. Because currently, I have a lot of, I'll show you. I have some very niche cards. This is vending series, some more vending series. That's actually a one-piece card. But these are Kellogg's promos from India. I don't want to lowball myself either. These are just kind of whatever. Some Top Sun stuff, but let's get into some heaters. Misty Cedra Japanese. Everybody's asking for English. Sorry for the reverse. Some more Japanese. This card's signed by Chum-Li. I don't know what to do with this card. This is a staff promo. It's in somebody's cart currently. Hopefully it sells. I'm having troubles selling cheaper Japanese cards. Wigglytuff, Base Set, Nidoking. I don't think I have that posted up because it fucked up or something. I got a lot of stuff. Some niche stuff. And currently, I want to get out of the niche stuff. I want to focus more on English and interesting, more expensive Japanese cards that I know can sell and will sell pretty well. A lot of people, collect Japanese. There is a huge market for it, but the cards that I have currently are pretty niche. I don't even know what number we're on. I think we're on number 4. Number 4 is I also want to shift focus away from singles. I like singles a lot and I won't stop dealing in them, but I'm going to focus more on sealed product. Sealed product specifically from Japan. Tariffs and stuff, it's a little scary, but I just think sealed is the bigger play. These singles and stuff are good, they're cool, and I like them. I just feel like a lot of people like opening packs on Whatnot. A lot of people like buying stuff, buying boxes for themselves to get shipped out. I just feel like this is going to be a very good pivot, especially because I can get near constant supply of sealed product. Also really debating about importing more Japanese singles to dollar auction. I can get a whole bunch of ARs for cheap. I can get tag teams as well. I can get, RRs. I can get double rares. I can get, I can get a bunch of things straight from Japan that will help me also grow my whatnot, which will in turn help me do volume. Whatnot is an absolute vital tool, I think, for selling at volume. I've done $2 streams. They've done pretty well, but, I'm going to have to switch the date because I started working again. The grass cutting season started. So the little niche that I found, I'm not sure how it will translate if I try to go live a different day at a different time as well. Sealed product and stuff from Japan, I just feel I could get way more consistently and, because I don't have the biggest presence here on social media, whether it's Instagram, even though I'm trying to post daily, even though my life is so uneventful currently. So I haven't really been posting daily, just posting whenever. This leads me to number 4, I think. Number 5? I don't know. I can't count. I'm dyslexic. Not really. But I need to grow my social media presence. If you look at Mystic Rips, if you look at PokeNE, if you look at Nostalgianomics, they all have a strong YouTube and content presence. I stopped my weekly vlogs because it was just getting kind of repetitive and I was just kind of tired. I did do that, however, for 11 weeks straight, which I think is pretty good. And I got a little discouraged because I didn't see the growth that I wanted. So I'm going to bring back the weekly vlogs, but I'm going to trim out all the fat because a lot of them was just like 30 minutes of me rambling, going through shit. And, not a lot of people are interested in that. I'm going to try to keep it 10 to 20 minutes long maximum. On Instagram, I'm going to plan on posting more photos and posting every day. I have a series, let's say, called Locking the Fuck In to Grow a TCG Business. Currently, I'm on day 56, but like I said, I haven't been doing it daily. I just kind of skip around. I'm going to also interject maybe a video or two a week talking about the market, talking about the upcoming sets. I don't really want to deal with all the drama. I don't give a fuck about Leon Hart's weird GameStop video, Leon Hart's weird trade-up challenge video. Yeah, he used his clout. I don't really give a fuck. Should he have maybe given the Moonbryon away to somebody? A viewer? Something? Maybe, sure. I don't really care. Having a social media outreach will help me acquire collections from viewers like you. If you want to sell your cards, and if I'm liquid and I have some moolah, I will definitely buy them. Link down below. Follow my Instagram. I post almost every day. I do my best, but businesses nowadays are incredibly hard to grow if you're not constantly, consistently putting out content. And I've kind of hit a lull because I was kind of discouraged because the weekly vlogs really hasn't grown. I got a few collections out of the whole ordeal, and I appreciate everybody who sold to me and worked with me. I really do. This leads me into branding. I need to double down on branding myself. When they get a package, I want them to be like, oh, this is nice. Well, even if it's in a plain white envelope, I want them to be like, oh, this is packaged pretty well. I'm going to switch up my shipping. I'm tired of using these yellow fucking orangey banana fucking things. I'm going to switch to black bubble mailers so they're cleaner. I'm going to also seal it with a sticker, like right here. Seal this with a sticker, tamper-proof. Anybody can fucking cut it open if they wanted to. I have a label maker. I plan on printing out some stickers. I think I'm just going to do a basic, hold on, let me show you. Psychic energy. I really want the vibes of black and purple, black and red, keep it, dark and mysterious and stuff. I really like purple's my favorite color. Don't tell anybody though. Purple and red and black. When they open up a bubble mailer, I really want them to be like, oh, Yes, this is nice. I need to also print out business cards, and if I can include them in the order, I'm going to include them. A lot of people send cards out like this in plain white envelopes. I think I'm going to... it just hurts me to send out nice cards, even if they're like $20, in plain white envelopes. And that's the whole thing for eBay's thing. But I think I'm going to up the echelon again. So I've been doing every order over $10 gets a bubble mailer, and anything below that gets just a plain white envelope. I think I'm going to up it to $20. If it's above $20, they get a bubble mailer. But if I'm also selling on TCG Player, the norm is to use plain white envelopes. I don't know how I'm going to like swag that out and brand that out. Using bubble mailers is easier and stuff, but yes, it's going to take a little pondering. But I need to print out business cards. I also need to get stickers, whether it's my logo or just like Pokemon stickers and stuff. I really need my product to stand out. So I'm going to do some pondering, watch some YouTube videos and shit. That was a whole lot of information. But I think this will help propel my business into the upper echelon. I'm also going to change my name soon. Currently, this Heavenly Collectibles is copywritten by Jesus Trading Cards, which is fair enough. When I started this whole endeavor a few months ago, it didn't exist. I Googled it. I was like, is there a Heavenly Collectibles? I typed that into Google. There was no website that popped up. I typed it into Instagram. There was no Instagram that popped up. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna just claim it. And then all of a sudden, a few months later, I type it in to try to spy on myself. I find Jesus Trading Cards. So I think I'm going to change my name to Heavenly Cards and Collectibles, or Heavenly Cards, Coins, and Collectibles. Because at the end of the day, I really like trading cards. Trading cards are my favorite. But I got the autism. I swear to God, I got the tism for collectibles. Anything that can be graded and is collectible, I'm like, ooh, that's cool. I like that. I've been getting heavy into coins, so I think coins are going to be another big part of my business. I would like to also expand into other TCGs other than just Pokemon. I would like to expand into Lorcana. Low-key, I'm a Disney adult. I fuck with Disney way more than I should. Low-key, on the low. And some of the arts and shit that I see from Lorcana, beautiful. I fuck with it heavy. Very nostalgic. I like it. Not only that, Lorcana is very playable. I plan on also delving into the Magic world. Once again, a very playable TCG. I think if I work with all that bulk, it's going to get a little heavy. But so I might not just do bulk on everything. I might just focus on like Pokemon, Magic, and like Lorcana and One Piece bulk. One Piece is also another card game that I want to get into. It's very hot. The anime is going hard right now. The game is very playable as well. Star Wars is interesting as well. I see people play that as well. Digimon, I would love if Digimon was fire, but Digimon just really ain't selling currently. But the art is exquisite. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also kind of in the wall right now. Like my top 3 is like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and Digimon. What I'm trying to say is I want to focus on other collectibles and other trading cards because, say, trading cards as a whole is down, I can focus more on coins and that side of the business. If coins are down, I can focus on, like, let's say I have comics. I can focus on comics as well. If, Pokemon's down, maybe Yu-Gi-Oh's up. If Yu-Gi-Oh's down, maybe Lorcana's up. I think just having more stuff to focus on will help propel a business further. And I would like to maybe open an LGS one day. So I have an in-person store and an in-person front so people can sell me their cards in person, sell me their collectibles in person. We can sit down in a private room if it's more expensive and stuff and have like an actual deal. That was a whole lot of information. Whole lot of information. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. Thank you very much. It will make my day. Follow me on my journey. I plan on actually going hard on this. I've given up on a lot of things in my life. I need to not give up on this. Or just like not try because it's too complicated, it's too hard. Anything that's good isn't going to come easy. So I'm really giving this a fair shake. This is my plan to make a 7-figure trading card and collectible business. Thank you for watching.